Welcome, sir, in KDSushma channel.
Thank you.
So
Welcome.
we have heard a lot about you, and there is a different perspective you are giving to the export and international business. So we just want to know more about you.
Basically, I retired from Unilever, responsible for indirect tax function there. Spent about 39 years with Unilever. I was involved in the fiscal management of insofar as it was concerned with the indirect taxes. But in the course of my employment, I was also associated with the government through various chambers of commerce and in connection with the policy making, and particularly related to indirect taxes. Happy to tell you that the seed and concept of GST was planted by me and along with my boss, Mr. Nehal Kothari, late Mr. Nehal Kothari, in the year 2009 and 10. Made a concept paper and a concept format which will take care of all the three stakeholders: the government, the consumer at large, and the trade and industry. Took this over to almost 22 state capitals in a joint effort between the Central Ministry of Finance, the local Chamber of Commerce, and the local state government. Split over two sessions, one addressing the concept by Mr. Nehal Kothari, and second, how to leverage the new GST system, redefining the business processes, which was done by me. And that actually promoted some platform for a debate and discussion on the GST. I was happy to be part of this, and it's the most satisfying thing I think I have done in my life. Post retirement, I aim to move to business actively. It was post COVID that we really started. I think with that, my total perspective about exports and the opportunities that India has to offer to the world, I could see them from close quarters, not only for myself, but also encouraging and finding opportunities for other manufacturers in India. Walmart's ex-CEO, Mr. Arthur Emanuel, engaging on long conversations to identify manufacturers from India. And I remember at that time we had identified about 14 of them. A huge opportunity under their Win India program, where they are redefining their supply chain and trying to move it from China to India. And India has a huge export potential coming out of this particular initiative of Walmart. Apart from that, there are also opportunities in the countries like Africa, where some of our associates own free trade zones and offer huge opportunity for Indian manufacturers to move to these areas and encourage manufacture in these countries, because having seen India grow over the last 40 years, I particularly feel that their problems are like the one we had 30 years back. And it is for them that they should focus on local manufacture, because unless local manufacturer takes place, they would not be able to generate income and employment for their people. Particularly, these countries are starved of foreign exchange, and as a result of which, the only and the best option available for them undertake local manufacturer, and India can pitch in using the local infrastructure that we have to offer. And I think our idea of exports now has to move beyond boundary of India. And these boundaries, meaning the Indian manufacturers would have to move and become multinationals, Indian multinationals. Today we talk only of Tatas, or for that matter, Asian Paints. I think more Indian companies really need to grow as Indian multinationals, and the opportunity is now.
That's good. So it means like not restricted or limited to like being in India and exporting from India only, but how you can be a global and how you can expand the nation also.
Also, these countries have within them, like you have ECOWAS for the West African countries. So when you produce in free trade zone in Nigeria, for example, where Mr. Prakash Hathiramani has a huge free trade zone under the name Cell Plus, you can export without duties to these ECOWAS countries with whom they have free trade agreements. Apart from this, you can also export to these other USA from these countries because they have a free trade agreement with US.
Yeah.
So leveraging on their free trade agreements through local agreement. India benefits by way of repatriation of profits and income, the dividends that will come through. India, because a lot of some of the basic raw materials move from India to these countries for value addition. India wins in both ways. So we have to really grow our base of exports beyond the frontiers of India.
So any other example you can give in this space?
We have, for example, a manufacturer here who manufactures electrical items and electrical fittings, bulbs, tube lights. And this big opportunity of making it itself and making those products in Nigeria. Using the local facility of the local Mr. Prakash Hathiramani himself, who is the biggest, very big processor of plastics there. Now, it is leveraging or amalgamating the skill, collaborating the skills of the local manufacturer in India with the infrastructure and producing a different opportunity for both. It will offer India to compete with China in this area. It will, because the cost will be lower because it's produced locally. Indian products, only the key components may go there. Local plastic products can be manufactured. It helps the local country also save on foreign exchange. Today they are importing the entire requirements of their electrical goods. Now, when they manufacture them, only a fraction. Otherwise, so they save on foreign exchange, the pressure on foreign exchange, while it creates employment and employment opportunities locally. So you have to be partners in their progress rather than dumping goods and putting them under, depriving them of employment, bringing in cheap products, and then putting them also in the stress insofar as forex.
How it is useful for India?
For India, it is useful because India also exports material and certain key components required for that. Indians also get in return dividends and profit shares based on their investment. So that is coming. Plus, it provides. It's not that entirely the product is manufactured. The key components will go from India. So export from India will continue. This is the best option because if you don't do it, China will keep dumping or China will keep moving their cheap goods there. Because Chinese government subsidizes their goods significantly. And as a result, competing with China, not only in terms of cost, but in terms of subsidies is with China. Well, as a WTO member, so what are the best options therefore in this kind of a play? It also creates a goodwill between the two countries, maybe China or India and Nigeria, for example. You can create good. This same example can be replicated for other.
So what you can suggest in the sector specific and the market specific, like the Nigeria?
There are many. I am currently working with a few of them. Pharmaceuticals. You could do it into water filters because cheap availability of water filters could be one. You can do it in the case of furniture. You could do it in the case of, for example, toys and other bulk products. So there are a lot of such opportunities which are there. And I find that India is, because I was scouting for manufacturers in the last 5-6 years, I found that a lot of innovation and new products have been developed. People have invested money and a lot of things are happening in the backyard of this country. You may not see it in the major cities, but a lot of development and innovation is happening in the backyard of these countries. And they have gone to a different level. For example, Savera Pharma, Savera Engineering, for example, which is a supplier to IKEA. Now they do huge quantities, and they have totally backward integrated unit. And you won't believe, so because that's the best optimum production cost is achieved only by fully doing a backward integration. Interestingly, they also have their shifts which are entirely run by women. And they told me that produces 20% more production, delivers 20% more production than the shifts managed by men. And you would see the robots, the robotic machinery being run by women. The entire manning is done by women.
Okay.
And there's no such thing as there's a soft work or hard work. Every work is done by women. So they have done a tremendous work in so far as women empowerment is concerned. So India is changing so significantly and rapidly. It is beyond our image. Unless you go and see it, you would not be able to believe it. In fact, I was told that companies in other parts of the world to replicate this format.
Right.
Now, that's a matter of great comfort.
Okay. So, like Nigeria, which are the other countries you can suggest?
Nigeria, we are focusing on some other countries also, like Algeria, then Ghana. Yeah. It's once we are succeeded in this format, we are already working on some other things. Like there are cosmetics, opportunity for cosmetics, for example. Algeria has banned cosmetics.
Okay.
Import of cosmetics.
So better to manufacture there and then.
I've got manufacturers who are OEM manufacturers, the best quality products. I've been from Unilever, so I know them. I've suggested to them, why don't we do it there?
Okay.
I will give you a local partner. I'll give you a setup facility. A local partner plus you. And we as facilitator can set up a huge manufacturing base.
Okay. So with this opportunity and as per your experience, what do you think like that any company is in the position to that they need to take a decision to go in the other country and manufacture?
Yes, it is. Indians have this slight, what I found was Indians have this slightly a mindset problem. They are in a comfort zone doing it here. They don't want to venture out of it. The opportunities are very big outside. It's a greenfield. Here the competition probably could be more. But growing there, you will just market is open for you. For example, in Nigeria, if you are exporting or sell locally also, the customer comes with his trailer container with a huge container on it.
Okay.
He pays you, he picks up the goods, and you don't have to even go out and distribute it.
So there is no hassle for the payment.
No, nothing, absolutely. That's the kind of thing. And the zone provides free food, which is Indian food for our Indian team.
Okay.
And the local girls, Nigerian girls cooking pav bhaji, bada sambar, idli, dosa, you would be surprised. Be it veg or non-veg, they cook. They are so well trained.
Okay.
You will be shocked. So Prakash has gone to a different level to make life comfortable for them, so that they come here and invest.
Okay.
So be it Algeria, be it Tunisia, there are a lot of opportunities there.
But at what stage any company should take that decision?
Any time. This is the time now.
But it will depend on the capacity they have, the financial stability, or
We used to have financial stability.
companies. If I have a company and I want to establish my unit in the Nigeria, then I should have some financials with me that I can take that risk and
There's no risk. If you have a manufacturing base, there are other two stakeholders. So you decide whether you want him to put in more money or you want coordinator like us, or the liaison person like us, or anybody. We are with you. They wish we can step in.
Okay.
And local banks are available to fund. They fund you also. You don't have to carry every rupee from here.
So the Indian government is funding or that country?
No, there are banks there. Like for example, there are banks, local banks.
Okay.
Who provide fund. In fact, when I went there some time back, I just had a meeting to find out. They came and they said, whatever funding you want, you can do it.
So all the infrastructures have been given by them.
And Prakash has such a big name in Nigeria. I can share one photograph with the local king there. He's a Lagos division. There are 4 or 5 kings of Nigeria. It's a huge country. The Lagos region, that region, he is the king. He is a British citizen. He stays in UK now. He has got dual citizenship.
Wow.
Now, yes. So I was with one of the manufacturer of caps and closures. Wine caps, Alma caps. He's a very big manufacturer in India. Very amazing unit.
Okay.
He supplied the entire seals for serum to the Serum Institute during COVID.
Okay.
What amazing unit he has. We were exploring, setting up a unit there. It's my job to go and take them, show them the place, opportunity.
Okay.
This is the connect we have in almost 50 odd countries
Yeah, that's good part.
with a local connect, very strong local connect.
This is really great opportunity actually.
So
For
this is
companies and
so
for the
we have to
country also.
leverage on this and that leveraging. There are people should really seize this opportunity. This is a facility or facilitation that we
Right.
provide.
So with this, what you can suggest to the young professionals, what advice you can give to
I
them?
see now. Most people think that I am not from an entrepreneurial family.
Hmm.
I don't have the money or to invest.
Hmm.
So this is not my field.
Hmm.
I'm saying this is not that. There are many things that you can do even without having to put in capital.
Hmm.
If you have an idea, you want to push that idea. There are OEM manufacturers available,
Okay.
so you can connect with them, develop your own brand, work on the format, engage with them, buy it out,
Hmm.
and attempt exports
Hmm.
through common contacts,
Okay.
through agents. Find out and build up on a brand of your own.
Hmm.
It will take some time, but you can do it.
So every time there is no need that we need to
Yeah,
have our own
there
manufacturing
are
unit.
some of now most of the problem is the regulation problem. Now, if you take US, highly regulated, you take Europe, highly regulated.
Hmm.
But there are many other countries which have decent regulatory norms, not through like US will say that's meta certification. Now in that's meta audit requires a lot of investment.
Right.
So you may not have that kind of wherewithal. So you can go to countries where there are no such stringent regulations.
Hmm.
And if you are meeting the basic manufacturing standards in India, those are accepted in most part of the world. And but what comes is that if this building is on trust,
Hmm.
confidence of the buyer and the seller in each other is very, very critical.
Hmm.
The trust factor is that this man is not will honor all his commitments. He will make sure that I get the product I have asked for, and he will be fair to me.
Hmm.
That has to be very strongly embedded in the buyer's mind.
Right.
Many times, because most of these countries which are exports go are from poor country basically.
Hmm.
Affordability is their value a challenge basically. Basically they can't afford expensive products. So you have to give them products which meets their product.
Hmm.
For example, what I would do is I will give a product which may not look great, but in terms of the actual functionality
That is great. Yeah.
will be 200%
Hmm.
on par with the best in the world.
Okay.
That's the philosophy. That may be any product.
Hmm.
My lipstick, if I'm producing here, which I'm exporting, be sure that the component of the best brand in the world and this could be the same. The outer case would not be great, but the inner product would be exactly.
Yeah.
Now that is because I will use the same ingredient which he has used, the foreign manufacturer has used, or Maybelline, or take any Revlon, Maybelline, or any of the big brands you talk about. Exactly the same product will go inside the money manufacturer. Aspirations will be met fully. So when you give that kind of a product, this is a simple mantra I talk about.
Hmm.
Your product must be in terms of deliverable. The key deliverable must be on par with the global standard. Now you can't cut corner. I will not cut corners there just to
Okay.
improve my little profit. I'll make it affordable. I must know it.
Hmm.
For example, during the COVID period, we did not take price increases. Why? Because he was already in under pressure because of the devaluation.
Hmm.
50, 60, 70% of devaluation. Now he's under pressure. I did not pass on the cost to him incremental. That's the trust fact. He will never leave. The customer will never leave. This, so we don't have to be greedy. Let the flower into a huge business slow over a period of time where everybody goes. You have
Yes.
to finally he has to sell to the consumer.
Hmm.
The sale is not complete by my selling to him to my customer there. It is completed only when he sells it to the consumer there.
Right. Let the whole cycle end.
That the whole cycle ends.
Hmm.
Unless he is able to sell, you have to make that affordable for him or convenient for him to sell.
Right.
This mantra in pricing has to be properly followed.
Yes. So that's a great thing actually. So good learnings. It is from the, we can say, like the simple export, normal export. उसके भी आगे जाके बहुत
बहुत
बड़ा
बहुत
है.
बड़ा.
The world is so big and the
Yes.
opportunities are so endless.
And most Indians also, you have to, if you have to create value, you must develop your own brands.
Hmm.
You understand? You have to, if you, that's the key. Then what is value? Good brand will always have a image, will fetch better price. Valuation, if you are manufacturing for somebody else, you are not creating value.
Hmm.
But then creating value requires a lot of investments, marketing investments.
Hmm.
You understand? Are you willing to do that? Beginning, you may not be willing to do that, but you should never lose the sight of building your own brand
Hmm.
in the field. Or you can go to a little lower level, which is putting a co-branding. So you both are winners there.
Yeah.
And I have a X brand and you have Y brand. We can say XY brand.
Mm-hmm.
So this is called co-branding.
Co-branding.
So you both leverage on each other's strengths. And therefore you don't also create valuation for others. Because that consumer will see it together.
Hmm.
That's what idea is, that finally you should end up creating value for yourself, which is in your own brand.
And with this, yes, definitely, that is the huge opportunities. People must take that. If they are manufacturers still, and if they are not manufacturers, but as you said, that they can connect with the OEMs and get the product developed and the exporting.
Now,
So
I'll add a rider to this. When you're doing co-branding, when you're doing getting sourcing from OEMs, idea is not that you pick up his product and do it. Idea is you have to work on that product and re-engineer that product in your own way if you can.
Okay.
Or get inputs into it to create a separate and distinct product of your own.
Right.
Because there is always space for improvement in anything. Can you fill in that place to make a distinct product of your own? You can add a new fragrance. You can do something different into that product.
Right.
So when you are doing that, you are giving a different identity as your product, as your baby. So if there has to be a constant in it. So idea is to recreate and develop product development. You can get it manufactured, but the product has to be developed by you. And you can do that in multiple ways. So idea is for young minds to also look at this and approach exports by creating something niche and different.
So with this, yes, definitely, that's a great learning and a great thing actually. And thank you so much for giving the time and opportunity to learn from you, for me also, we can say. And definitely that advice will be really helpful for the young professionals, and not only that, but all the exporters, we can say, at any level, and they must go global for the India's growth.
Yes.
So thank you so much, sir.